Hello everyone, this is Shankar. Hope you're all doing great. Just before going for a quick festive break in India, I want to do this a very quick 5 minutes of video, as most of you have probably thinking about why the CSDT, the Certified Selenium Test course, as well as the Job Placement Assistance program that we are driving at ITeLearn is so important. So if you look at this, like very clear change in the industry, like gone are the days where we used to hire people with QA fundamental skills, writing about test cases, doing the test execution, and then logging very very important bugs as well. But that's like a very industry which is about 10 years back. And then there was a major paradigm shift in adapting automation for the regression suites that we are going to run continuously. And that has been run over for the last 10 years. But in the last 1 year or so, or almost 2 years now, if you look at the industry has been shifting towards a DevOps model is one aspect, continuous integration, continuous deployment is another aspect. So if you look at most of the product-based companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, they call testers as SDET. They don't even really call testers or QA. What does actually it stands for? Software Development Engineering Test. Typically they wanted to hire only it's purely a testing. I mean, don't expect that, because I get a lot of questions from the audience when I was doing the sessions, is QA is actually getting vanished. No, that cannot be really happen. But what can happen is that we don't really need the classic QA people who are only doing manual testing or a basic automation of the regression suite. We don't need that people now. With the kind of dynamic deployments that are happening on a daily basis or weekly basis, we need somebody who can actually develop frameworks in the industry, who can actually develop the frameworks in the organization, not just automating the cases. So people call them as software development engineer and test. So that sets you a very high expectations apart from just knowing the Selenium course to automate few cases, or run regression suite, or maybe doing a basic data driven test. So you need to be really strong to develop a framework, be it a page object model, be it a keyword driven framework, or be it any other framework which is a hybrid framework that the organization decides. You should be able to do that. And another thing that I was touching upon is like today most of these organizations have a very high demand to deploy every single day a new feature to the production. For example, if you take Facebook, right? So they have to deploy brand new features almost on a day-to-day basis. Similarly, there are a lot of other companies like Netflix, Amazon, Microsoft, right? And a lot of other small product companies as well. So they start with the coding on the morning, and that has to go into the production in the evening. So there are a lot of aspects that will happen is like coding, testing, then building the software, then deploying into production. So all these things should happen very dynamically. And if you think that we can have a manual way of doing that, like in a typical QA, how it used to happen 10 years back, that's not going to work. Even if you have a basic regression suite that I can run it when the build is ready, that is also not going to run, because all these things are expected to go automated way, one after the other. They are typically put into a pipeline, like developers code is ready, then the code gets compiled, then the build gets generated, then automation needs to be triggered, then production needs to be deployed. So everything needs to be continuously integrated and continuously deployed on a daily basis, and fitting into the DevOps model. Now, there were the days where, for example, developer was not really thinking from an operations perspective for how actually this code can be deployed, or when there is an issue on the operations side, operations team was not really ready to look into the, what was the issue. So that's coming very closure. And who is in between? Definitely the QA is the one who's going to scale up, or grow to the next level to work very collaboratively with the developers, with the operations team, and also help with them if there are any fixes that are required very very frequently. So if you know any one scripting language, be it a Python, be it a Perl, any of one of the one scripting language. Again, I'm repeating, QA job is not going as such, but QA needs to scale up to the development of the frameworks, fitting into the continuous integration, continuous model, adapt any one of the the scripting language to fit into the DevOps model. Those are becoming very, very important. In spite of all that, some certification recognized by as an industries again puts you into a different position altogether among the people that are attending the interview. So certification is important. So what are we going to do in our certification programs like the CS Selenium Certified Development Program or Job Placement Assistance Program? We're going to start with very fundamental QA basics, even if you're not really not working, not aware of the QA. We build from a very ground level. And then we teach that skills that are required for today's world. As I was talking about, not just about the QA, but the basic automation, as well as actually developing the frameworks, fitting integrate into the complete continuous integration, continuous deployment model. So where we're going to, apart from Selenium, we're going to learn Maven, which is a build tool. We're going to look at Jenkins, which is a continuous integration, continuous deployment tool. We're going to look at Robot Framework, which is a default framework available from the Apache organization. That will give you a fair idea on how you can actually build frameworks as well. So there are a lot of live trainings that are going to happen. I'm going to take myself the upcoming CSDT and the JPACT one full-fledged. By the way, who am I to talk about all these things? I have about close to 15 years of industry experience in the QA. The way the industry has been changed from a fundamental manual testing to I moved to automation in the UFT or QTP at that particular time with the 6.5 version in 2002. Then I moved to UFT when it was upgraded. When I moved from quality center to the HPALM, worked with load runner. Then when the industry was looking for open source, I moved to Selenium. Then I worked on various frameworks of Selenium, and currently we are working with Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python, etc. So that's one of the reasons that I wanted to come and give all these insights and kind of remove the confusion that is available in the QA people at this point of the time, thinking whether my QA jobs are going to be there or not. QA jobs 100% going to be there. Only thing that is struggling, the industry is struggling, is that we need the people not just with an automation skill. We need somebody who can actually develop the framework, who can actually fit into this the agile way of delivering it very fast, who can actually fit into the DevOps model where can be equally work with the developers and the operations to help them smoothly deliver on a quick and very faster way. So we have live trainings as well as video trainings, and ITeLearn is associated with an organization called Varkasa INC, where we are doing a lot of real-time projects related to mobile, related to web. So you can get to experience some of those real projects, and you're going to log some of the real defects, which I would say around 15 plus development team is working in Hyderabad office are going to take those and fix them. Master Selenium WebDriver and the core Java. And we have another very good framework that we're almost done with the first version of it, going to soon launch into the market. It's called AnyAuth framework. That will give you what best a framework can be. And then you can actually also become a developer there or a tester there, if you based on the knowledge that you're going to get into the AnyAuth framework. The job placement assistance program will help you in resume preparation, providing the tips and preparing for mock interviews, project discussions. If part of this course, you're also going to be in a group of collaborative teams working on a real-time projects from various locations of the world, and then you will actually get into and then demo your work, that your deliverables. So it's a great platform to get into the real experience as well. And then guidelines on, so Karthik has around close to 18 plus years of experience in the industry. I have close to 15 years of experience in the industry. So we can definitely help you on providing you certain guidelines on how corporate works and what are your expectations. Definitely preparing your resume, marketing across the job boards, and then also how do you need to interact with the clients and different consultants in US market, India, Australia, and there are a lot of other countries that Karthik has a vision to get into. So it basically to help you and build the confidence to get your dream job of QA is what the placement assistance program is all about. So that's all for now. Have a good weekend that's coming up. Have a good quick vacation for the festival. People are in India. Make your mind very clear what exactly that you want it to be, and this is what industry is looking forwards. And then take a strong decision that okay, you wanted to get into these dream jobs. All right. So wish you all very good luck and all the best. Thank you.